Hi everyone, thanks for coming along to this. You were definitely the less popular of the two slots we had before. Every seat was taken, so I feel like people were keen to get in at 12:30. But thanks for joining us. Soon after this, Andy is out of here and back towards the airport to go back to Germany. So it's a flying visit, quite literally. Just a quick introduction then. Andy Mindt, our head of design at the Volkswagen brand, interior and exterior, the whole package as of the beginning of last year. Really set us on a new direction in terms of Volkswagen design. So it's a great opportunity today for Andy to talk to you a bit about that and to reveal what's under this cover and to give you a visual representation of where we go. So Andy, over to you.
Thank you very much. So we brought you a car here, very nice model. But before we unveil this and show it to you, we want to go through a theoretical part first. So I try to make it interesting for you, not so boring. You don't be scared, you know. But I want to give you our basic thoughts. You know, what turns a Volkswagen into a proper Volkswagen. This is our question. Was our question in the beginning when we designed the ID.2. So I brought a little presentation for you. I have a little screen in the background here. And I want to tell you the core of the brand first, yeah, our strategic goal, okay? And that is the love brand, yeah, we call it the love brand. And the reason is, or the background is, that we have a strategic sentence in the mission that we have for the company. And that is being the most loved volume brand, yeah, the most popular one, if you want. And that is, I think, a really good goal, because that's the only thing where we can be best at, you know. We are not the fastest in the world, we are not the most aggressive company, and we are not that. We don't want that, you know. We want to be the most loved brand, yeah. And to explain this, I want to set the scene and show you a little movie, yeah, to explain what it means. And let's have a look on that. Yeah, that is on the next slide here. Okay.
This is a car, full of the latest innovation, ready to go out in the world, but it's not a Volkswagen yet. Now this car is about to become a Volkswagen. Because it's not a Volkswagen until there's sand under the mats. Until you spill ice cream on the brand new seats. It's not a Volkswagen until it has a name, like Matilda, Lily, or Bug. It's not a Volkswagen until you break up in it. And make up. It's not a Volkswagen until it takes you to the worst, best day in your life. Till you realise that children grow up so fast. Until you realise your parents grow old so fast. It's not a Volkswagen until it's accessible to all. And until the technology inside makes you smile. It's not a Volkswagen until it helps build a world your grandchildren drive in. So you see, we make cars, but no matter how advanced the technology inside, it's not a Volkswagen until there are people in it.
So, okay, this is how I, hopefully how I promised that this is our goal. Yeah? This shows or explains very well where we want to go. So, next step, how to translate that into the design, yeah? This meaning. And this is coming next now. And I want to show you the three fundamental words that we found for design values. And this is coming on the next page. This is stable, likable, and secret sauce. Yeah, this is very simple. There's only three things, and three things are easy to remember. Yeah, and I want to explain you, or first of all, I want to tell you why is it so important. So stable is coming from our history. Yeah, the Volkswagen Beetle was super reliable, and that makes a stable car. Yeah, it's stable transportation. So this is one of the core, and how to translate it later into design elements, I come in a minute. So the second one is likable. So that's our super duper. There we can really be best, yeah, or we have to be likable, yeah, and that's a really high goal, just as you saw in the little movie. So, but maybe the two things, the first things are a little bit boring as a result, yeah. If it's likable and stable, you know, it's maybe not enough. So we added something like the pepper on top of the meal, which is the secret sauce. You know, this is something we have to add to make it really good, that the people love the product. Yeah, so we need all the three things together to create that. Yeah, so this is the starting point now, and let's go to the design elements now from here. So how to make a design stable? First question. And here we are. Stable comes in when we go to an architecture of the car. Yeah, we said we want to do a nice stance of the car. Yeah, because that looks stable. It's not falling over. You drive through corners and the car looks stable. That is a wide track and a slim body. Yeah, and as a result, you have exposed wheel arches. Yeah, and maybe you remember on the Beetle, it was exactly that, or the Golf Mark IV, very slim body, wide wheel arches. Yeah, and the stance was amazing. Yeah, there in the car, let's say history, there are a lot of examples for that, and they are I believe the better proportion one. Yeah, so slim body, wide track. That is making a stable design. Number one, because it's architectural. Yeah, and then second, there's the seat post, of course. You know, the connection between the roof and the sill or the side panel was always strong at a Volkswagen, and you can see that over the years we maintained that. Yeah, it even comes from the Beetle into the Golf Mark 1 into the current iteration. Yeah, and of course we have a positive tension in the body. Yeah, which is connecting everything. That is really stable as well. Full surfaces, tension in everything, every detail. So that is stability. Next one is likable. It's very simple as well, because you need human eyes. Yeah, you need to look into a face. That's first. And of course, over the generations, we did that. And it comes with a smile. Yeah, extending, optimistic, positive design. Yeah, that is necessary to be likable. And the interaction concept inside and outside needs to be likable as well. So there are a lot of chances to use the UX, UI content to make it likable. Okay, so that was the homework, and now go to secret sauce, because I always see a lot of question marks in the faces when I talk about secret sauce. What is it actually? And here we split it into three things as well. And first of all, we over-deliver expectations of quality. Yeah, we always have to have the best quality in the cars first, and then second, there's a hidden sportiness. When you talk about a good stance, yeah, it looks very safe and stable, but at the same time it becomes really sporty. Yeah, and that is the hidden sportiness that we have to deliver, I believe, and can be very, very successful. And then the third thing is the sense of humor. Yeah, I know I'm a German and I'm in England now, and you don't believe what I'm saying, but we're an international team. Yeah, and we really try hard to put this into our cars. Yeah, starting with the golf ball on the stick shift, yeah, in 1976 actually, and it started as a joke, but we still have it, yeah, and it's still a nice thing to have. Yeah, all the pedals on the ID3, so with pause pedal and so on. So in the graphics, so we are always looking for this hidden and secret sauce, and that is how to create a nice product at the end. So all the three things we need to create a nice Volkswagen design. And so as a result, and with good secret sauce in it, we can now unveil the model we brought.
This is what I get paid for.
Yeah. I have to talk, you have to pull. So, thank you very much. Right. So here we have it, and this is a clay model. Yeah, it's out of the process. We did it in an earlier stage, and so it's not a see-through. It's an early clay model which was painted. And the good thing is now I don't need to explain anymore, because all the basic ideas you understood already. But maybe just a hint: we have this golf ball pattern, which is gone now because there's no stick shift anymore in electric cars. You don't have this. You have no gearbox anymore. So we brought it back in the wheel. You know, in the center cap of the wheel, there's a golf pattern to keep it, to maintain that, and to create a new, let's say, meaning of that. Yeah, and that is very important that we don't do retro design. We don't want to do this. We want to keep our basic idea or the basic design values, and then create a new design with new elements. That is very important, and I think is very evident. You can really see and understand everything I explained in the car now here. So that is the exterior, and maybe later we can chat and talk about it, and you can ask some questions. And but first of, and now I have an interior here as well. Because it's a clay model, it's a solid model. I have a little movie here, a little animation, and you can see the same thinking and the same basic elements in the interior as well. First taste of that, and we have some really nice elements in there. We developed a certain stitching, yeah, a certain pattern, the tartan pattern from the Mark I we'll bring back, but in a new design, yeah, of course. And we have a very stable basic construction, and we bring back physical buttons for the stable interaction concept. Yeah, so the main functions are now in physical buttons, but in the touchscreen as well, and of course in the voice control. So then we have a very stable interaction concept for the future, and that is the result. And I would say, yeah, that's car, and I'm happy to answer your questions now.
Thanks, Andy. I've got a few minutes still around this answering your questions, but before we just do that, I think it's really, for me, really interesting. I can bring out some of the secret sauce on this model. I love the fact about the chin spoiler. Explain a bit about the inspiration there.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, that was connected to the Mark I as well. Yeah, it had a negative phase under the bumper, but a positive splitter in the front. And when you see, or when you take a look at the angles, they are just the same, like the Mark I. So positive, negative, and the tension between is doing the secret sauce here.
And there's more, isn't there? There's honeycomb elements.
Exactly, yeah. They're integrated. They're cutting into the shape, so it's a solid shape, and we cut the honeycombs into it to make it integrated, yeah, and stable and strong, even in the detail.
And that pitch, can I put the image of the car back on the screen a second? Because some of these ones are a bit silly. Sorry, it's the
switching. That was my mistake.
That's all right, no problem.
Yes.
The wheel design here, that's interesting too.
Exactly. Yeah, it's connected to the steer wheel of the Mark I Golf GTI. So it's the same graphical pattern, but we turn it into a modern technology. It's very important, I think, to not to stay in the past, to transform it into future memories. This is how we call it internally. Of course, everybody is connected with these memories on Volkswagen. I myself did a driver license on the Golf Mark II. Wow. So this is my personal starting point. But my parents were driving Beetles, and I grew up in this, and it was really, yeah, great memories. But we're talking about making memories, so we want to look into the future as well. It's very important.
And of course, this is more than just a singular concept car. One of the things that I'd like to emphasise about this is the badge. This is something Thomas Schaefer, our CEO, has emphasised before himself, that we are guaranteeing certain badges that are going to go forwards into the full EV era, and that's Golf, Tiguan, R, and GTI. And this concept car is very much announcing GTI is here to stay.
Yeah, exactly. And GTI is, maybe to give you one number additionally, is we started to, or the original plan was to produce from the GTI 5,000 units, yeah, in the year 76. Until this day, we produced 2.7 million. So how long was sales? Unbelievable, you know.
Good at forecasting. I should point out, by the way, there's 4 names I mentioned. Others are being considered. That's not definitive. That's it. There's others are being considered. But it's exciting to hear these names are going into the future. Are there any questions that you're dying to ask? Andy here. I guess all hands going already. So, Andy,
did you consider making a modern version of the Mark I Golf, like the Renault 5 or the Fiat 500? maybe?
Yeah. As I said before, you know, we don't want to be so close to that. Yeah, the fundamentals, yes. You know, the design values coming from the past we want to keep forever. Yeah, that's okay. But we want to do future design. We don't want to repeat stuff that was there, and we want to give it new meanings. Yeah? Just like the example with the gear shift, because it's gone. Gear shift is gone. So let's choose another place. And so I believe we have to do a step forward. But I really highly respect the work of the colleagues. Yeah? I know them well. Laurens van der Acker and Gilles Vidal. You know, they do a great job. I really admire that. But it's a different path. It's a different meaning. But somehow there's a similar feeling for this love brand kind of thing. You know, that it's likable. You know, it's somehow I feel this becoming a trend right now.
Yeah.
But we started very early with this trend. But you see it in fashion, in cultural, in architecture, everywhere you see this certain trend to be more human, yeah, and less cold and less super cool. You know, we are not super cool. We are connected to the people, just like in this a movie. You know, this connection is better than anything else. Yeah, and with the ice cream on the seats, there's a lot of meaning in that you create your own. And in the future, we do a 360 design, yeah, where we do, you know, you have certain touch points which are product related, but we have ecosystem touch points that we want to improve in the future, and to give you this whole brand feeling. Yeah.
Hopefully, we've seen as well that love brand theme has evolved in the UK to Volkswagen, which is being advertised on TV and online right now. Yeah. And that's new role. It was initiated in the UK. Judge what global colleagues, and it's been rolled out globally, so it's led by the UK. Your bargain is a whole platform.
Exactly, yeah. This U-Wagen thing is so successful, we use it for our internal presentations now for board to explain what we are after. Yeah, and this U-Wagen is amazing. And it's very powerful and super connected to this storyline. You know, it's exactly what we want to achieve.
Yeah. It might sound a bit cheesy, but the line is without the Volks there is no bargain. It's true that it's the people that make a lot of our cars and make them so popular and successful. Paul, you had a question there? Or at least a hand raised up.
Yeah, I did. This just really does seem like a pretty big pivot in many ways. I mean, for example, at the time the ID cars and the ID3 particularly, there was supposed to be a real differentiation, supposed to be a real stock. Right? This is the electric Volkswagen. There will be petrol in the cars as well, and you see really those things coalescing.
Yeah.
And also with the ID3, I mean, it has concave surfaces and things like that. It looks weak. I don't bad. I mean, it doesn't have that kind of strength that you associate with German cars in general.
Exactly.
I mean, how much of a battle was it for you to really turn this thing around?
Oh, it was very. There are a lot of questions. I need to talk for 2 hours now. But it's great. I try to answer in 1 minute. You know, because first there is a certain audience when you go to electric cars 5 years ago, 6 years ago. You had less than 8%, and 8% is a certain borderline between early adopters and the wider public or the audience, is the wider one. So when you go to 8%, that's fine if you make a lot of differentiation, because this audience want that kind of differentiation. But if you go over that, then you have to deliver a taste or a certain design that a lot of people like. Yeah, that is very likable for a wide audience. Yeah, and it's not polarizing. So we try to do a design, we do. We do a design which is not polarizing. It's very, very important. And to have as a volume manufacturer, you have to do that. Yeah, it's mandatory for you. Otherwise, you're dying. You know, because you need to deliver certain volumes, and that makes a lot of sense to me. You know, and there was in the beginning of the electric car industry, there was certain, how can I say, like that belief in how an electric car should look like. And I think that there's a misunderstanding, or in certain things. For instance, if you have 2 A-posts or 1 A-post is a big differentiation. You have a deep dashboard or you have a short dashboard. A deep dashboard with a glass on top is like an oven, and you have limited energy in electric cars, so you have to handle that. And when you have shorter dashboards and shorter glass houses, then it's very good for you, for your consumption. And that is so many things that we learned on the way, and this is all back into this now, into this generation of cars now. And maybe I did not explain the technical concept behind. Everything, all the technical elements are in the front now. The engine, the battery, of course, is on the floor, but these big elements, the electrical elements are in the front. That makes shorter lines in between. So this is cheaper, this is lighter, this is it brings you to a more affordable car. And that cleans up the package in the rear of that. That means here in the trunk we don't have an exhaust port. We don't have this anymore, and we don't have any other electrical elements in the rear. So we have a double layer trunk, and you can put 4 crates of beer in it, close it, put the latch on it, and then you have a trunk. That's amazing, and there's no other car having this. So I said this earlier, that the car is the size and length of a Polo, but the space inside is bigger than the Golf. So, and that is the miracle here, and that is dependent on the package. So it makes it more affordable, but more reasonable as well. So I think it's very clever.
You're back to the silhouette of a front-wheel drive car with an engine.
Exactly, yes, but there's a differentiation. The wheelbase is longer for the battery package. The wheels themselves, they are bigger for rolling resistance, and that is the best thing of it, because then you get short overhangs making a very nice silhouette as well. So the silhouette is really, really beautiful.
And of course, for the GTI spirit, front-wheel drive is where GTI has always been.
Exactly,
It's in
that
as well. One other question, so.
Yeah, it's maybe the wrong question to ask you, and perhaps Paul's question maybe covered some of it as well, but you mentioned a huge amount of heritage when you talked about design. So the design had a huge amount of heritage in it, going back to Mark 1, the strong sequel element. However, in the past, maybe 5-6 years, Volkswagen, from an outsider's point of view, have maybe diluted a little bit of that with confusing names such as ID3 instead of Golf, and that goes on a little bit what you said. But you've got Golf, then you've got ID3, now you've got GTX and So from a designer's point of view, you've pulled in all this heritage, but do you now feel that some of that gets diluted in its message? Do you think maybe some customers might be confused because there is all of a sudden you were moving away from those nameplates, now you're pulling them back and you're showing them the design. So where is this kind of leaving the future of the brand, if you like? Because customers, you see, you rely on that brand heritage.
There's no simple answer for that, but maybe there's a fact which is a double portfolio that we have right now. We have the ICE and the EV portfolio, and that is the troublemaker, let's say. This is why the nameplates were created like that. But I think maybe in the future we go down to one name system again. And you saw in the movie how important it is to give it a name. Even the Beetle was a nickname. Maggiolino, the Porsche. Exactly. And all these names, were names from the people. Giving to the Volkswagen 1200. That was the official name, but it's. The people gave it a name, and how great is this, how fantastic is this actually? And so I think to Volkswagen, we need a name,
Richard?
Part of giving a car perhaps a more human character is about more than the way it looks. It's about the way it functions, and to use pretentious word used a lot at one time, soul in the car.
Yes.
And it's not enough, in my view, to have very nice design features, details, or even a attractive stance if the car ultimately is rather dull and machine-like in the way it drives. And I'm sorry to say I feel that some of Volkswagens are a bit like that, others much less so. How much importance do you attach to that, and how much influence do you have to try and bring about a car that is a completely more human package?
It's a very good question as well, because in the EV age, going into this, we lose a lot of character. In the past, you had a boxer 4-cylinder engine, inline 4-cylinder, and rotary engine, and they all had different characters and different soul. And so how to bring it back? And of course, with the design, first of all, then with the 360 design, you can bring a lot of soul into that. So we are creating now more like a world around that, and that is giving a lot of character. And then of course, when you go to the setup, you can choose a lot of different things, even in EV cars, how the steering is feeling and so on. So there's a lot of work needs to be done, and I'm with you to say we need to put more character in it, and we are looking for this. I'm not the technician today. I'm here the designer, and I try to give it a soul, design-wise, interior, exterior, and all the other, let's say, ecosystem touch points. We have to improve them and give it a soul. But then of course how it feels is very, very important as well. And maybe you can, or we have a lot of bright ideas, can't tell about this today, to give it back a certain character. Even on EV cars.
And I've overheard Tom and Schaefer and Kai Grudens, our head of R&D, being interviewed by the media, overemphasise that this will drive up the GTI. It's really a big important factor for them both. It has to drive a very fun GTI way. It can't just be the way it looks.
Exactly. So steering can be very direct and a lot of fun. And the setup of that, even if it has the same mechanical components, can feel very, very different, and it's a matter of to adjust that in the right way. But you're absolutely right. We are looking for this, and in the future, all the companies, they become very comparable. Because the electric engine has no character. To be honest, it's like a washing machine, if you want. So no, very frankly speaking, I'm very honest about that. So I think the responsibility for character is like even more on the shoulder of designers, to create this kind of character.
Well, there's an element of suggestibility anyway. I mean, if there's 15 new previously unseen Chinese crossovers like right out there. I've got to write about this shit. I can't understand. And actually, if you designed a car that looked like those, even if it drove like a GTI, it would still feel like one of those, because it's like
they've got me a number for
if you go to a pub at lunchtime and drink lemonade, you still come out feeling a bit pissed. It's true. I've got a psychology degree. I'm not making this up. So the effect that you have on design, or you can use design to suggest the driving characteristics of the car.
Yes.
What sort of things do you do?
I mean, for instance, when you look at this car, it makes me to try it out, how it works, and this is how we want to convince the die-hard piston heads, that say like EV is not for me, never ever, these kind of people to make them curious to try it out. Maybe it's good, maybe the low point of gravity is really good driving around corners, and this experience to tease them, to check it out, how it drives is our chance, and there are in driving characteristics is I think an electric car has a lot of positive things. Your braking is not so, let's say, critical because you do recuperation. That's a really great thing to collect energy. So, and when you accelerate, the electric cars the best, we all know that. And cornering is really good because of the low point of gravity. So actually you can create a good car. Nowadays it's limited by heavy batteries and so on. But let's see where we are heading to. If that is getting better, it's unbeatable. And you can see already, I don't know the face of it. I saw on YouTube a report about the Taycan facelift. And the journalist doing this thing, he said like it hurts too much. It's like there's no sense in being faster than this anymore, because it starts to hurt. Yeah? This is what you don't want to have, you know. And so they're going forward these days, yeah. And there's a certain development that you can't hold on. And there's another thing we just discussed earlier. Somebody was asking for this. You know, maybe we have the chance in the future to talk about, you know, that I need to explain a little bit. In Germany, we have right now 61% renewable energy. But on a good day like today, you have sunshine and wind at the same time. So the windmills, they stop because the grid can't take the energy anymore. So big investments on windmills, but they are standing there, no usage anymore. So this could be storage for this kind of energy when it's too much in the grid. And then at that time, the energy becomes really cheap. So if you have a smart meter, bidirectional charging, then you have the chance to collect energy from the grid very cheap, and then you can sell it when it's really expensive. Yeah, and this is a chance to get the leasing rate back from your clever car. You know, and the technology-wise, what I'm saying, it's very simple to do. You know, this is another chance to give back a lot to users that did not discover that right now. But there are so many opportunities that you're dealing with energy, with your cars doing that. Just imagine you go to holidays, come back, you have 300 pounds on your account because your car was there plugged in.
I don't think, by the way, that's going to be in the UK because we don't have sunshine. Jen, sorry to interrupt, but there is a plane taking off from Heathrow quite soon and is on the seat, so you have to get in out there. But I think just brilliant opportunity to have you here. Thank you so much for sharing it, and goodbye, of course.
Thank you very much.
So, you're a cheap round, so I'm going to come out with you one night. While you then paid. Thanks, everybody.
Thank you.